What's happening, everybody? I'm back in the kitchen. This is Cooking with Style. My name is Lee. And if you're new to this channel, don't hesitate on subscribing. There's a whole ton of really good recipes going on. And let me know what you think about this new camera in the comments. I got a whole new lens set up. Everything's ready to roll. We got multiple cameras going at once. Let's get right to this recipe. We're going to start off and we're going to do a French bread pizza, but it's not going to be like that frozen garbage you get at the store. We're going to make our own from scratch. This is Cooking with Style. All right, so we're back. What's the first thing that we need to make a French bread pizza? Well, we need some French bread. So we got ourselves a whole loaf of French bread. And I'm actually gonna make 2 of these pizzas today. I don't need that, get out of here. All right, so what we're gonna do is first take off our ends. We're gonna save the ends, of course, because what can we do with them? Make croutons, crostinis, anything really you want. Breadcrumbs, so on and so forth, stuffing. All right, so there's our ends. Now, what we're gonna do, see how big our sheet tray is. Here's our sheet tray. That's a little bit bigger, huh? That's not gonna work. So, we're gonna cut this in half. And then we're gonna go in half again. Go. This we'll save for later. All right, so this is what we're working with here. Sounds like the oven's ready. All right, first pizza that we're going to work on. We are going to do kind of, not really just a traditional, but I do have some homemade tomato sauce or pizza sauce. We're going to start off with that. And then I also picked up some Prosciutto di Parma. I have some full-size deli slice, which is the larger round, excuse me, pepperonis. All right, much better. They'll actually cover the whole entire thing instead of just having these little tiny pepperonis throughout, which you normally have in your pizzas from the store, like the Red Barons and all that jazz. So we'll start off with our sauce. You don't have to go too wild on this, because we want it to get nice and crispy. We don't want it to be soggy or anything like that. So there's our first one. Now, normally you go cheese, then your toppings, so on and so forth, but we're gonna do a little bit of a layering. All right, I'm gonna put down my Prosciutto di Parma first, which all I did was just cut it into small strips. All right. Now we're gonna go with a little bit of cheese. Not too much, because remember, we're gonna layer this, we're gonna build it. Okay, I have some roasted red peppers, julienne. So basically thin sliced strips. It's gonna be delicious. All right, again, we're gonna layer a little bit more cheese. Now, those big monster pepperonis, okay? You clean up quick. All right. There we go. Now, watch how these cover. Literally, 3 of them will cover a half of French bread. That way you'll get that real ooey gooey fattiness right on top of it. It'll crisp up. We're gonna top it with a little bit more cheese, not too much. And then we are going to hit it with some Parmigiano Reggiano that I've already grated up. Beautiful. Now, typical thing that most people don't do is season the top of their pizza. We are going simple Italian seasoning. All right. Just a little bit of salt. There's pizza number 1. All right, so you ready to make pizza number 2? This one is gonna be a white pizza, but it's gonna be white, kind of crazy, on steroids kind of white pizza. Basically all I did was I took some wild mushroom blend, which is, you can actually buy it at the store. They have a prefab if you want. I made my own, but it's got oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, button mushrooms, and a little bit of portobello baby ones. They're also known as creminis, or baby bellas. Sauteed that with garlic, shallots, added a little bit of heavy cream, and I reduced it down so that way it creates kind of a thick, rich, creamy sauce. That's gonna be our base for this as opposed to using tomato sauce. So, in this instance, let's get a little mix. I'm going right down on this bread. Look at that. This stuff is amazing. If I had smell-o-vision, solid. All right. So there we have it. We have our mushroom cream. Now, for this pizza, we're gonna use whole milk mozzarella cheese. I also have, I already pre-grated some sharp yellow cheddar and some Swiss cheese, which Swiss works awesome with mushrooms, so this will really actually combine real nice. It'll get nice and ooey and gooey. And I also have a little bit of Sundried tomato julienne, which we're gonna go with now. That way it'll give it a little bit of sweet, acidic, some tart, but not really. And also just really, really rich, unctuous flavor to go along with this. So there's that. Clean up again. All right, on with our mozzarella cheese. Now this you want to kind of stagger because we're going to utilize the other cheeses to kind of fill in the gaps. And once all that creaminess molds together, forget about it. All right, now our cheese blend. You can just use a simple box grater. You just do a kind of like a fancy shred or a medium shred. You don't have to worry about dusting these with cornstarch because you actually do want the oil. But like if you're making something as a sauce or something like that, you kind of want to dust your cheese that you fresh grate with cornstarch, just then that way helps to thicken it, but it also dries that oil out. All right, there we have it. A little white down. Now with this one, since we are using whole milk mozzarella cheese, make sure you salt it. There we go. All right, we're gonna take this, pop it into a 450-degree oven, and just basically babysit it for about 5 to 7 minutes. See you on the other side. All right, so we're about 7 minutes in. Let's go check them out. Don't forget one of these, of course. Oh yeah. Here we go. These things are unreal. So now what's cool, we're gonna step it up a little bit even more. So what I've got here, I have some fresh arugula. All right, we're actually gonna put that on top of the wild mushroom pizza. All right, obviously we're gonna let these cool down a little bit so we don't have napalm going into our mouth. That's never good. So we're gonna go ahead and make a quick salad, and that's what we're gonna top this off with. The other one, I'm just gonna pick some fresh basil from my basil plant and rock and roll, and here we go. All right, so I have some fresh arugula. You can use spinach. I like to use arugula because it's a little bit more peppery, has a nice flavor profile to it, and it's really, really crunchy. All right, so I have some homemade pesto. You can buy some pre-made stuff at the store. It does not matter. It is up to you. All right. A little bit Parmesan cheese. A little bit of balsamic vinegar, not too much, just enough to give a little taste because we're going to use some lemon juice as well. So, prep our lemon. There we go. Trusty little juicer. There we go. About a half a lemon. All right. That. So, toss away. You can use tongs. I like to just get my hands dirty, so I'm gonna use some rubber gloves. Well, technically I don't like getting dirty, hence the reason why I'm using rubber gloves. But just lightly toss this. I should get a really, really nice lemony, garlicky, a little bit of sweetness, flavor profile, good smell. And you're also then gonna get that pepperiness from the arugula itself. All right, there we have it. And now we're gonna prep a little bit of basil. Pick it fresh. It's the only way to do basil. You can grow it in your windowsill. It's not difficult. You can get the plants already ready to go for you as well. So what we're gonna do is a chiffonade. We're gonna stack them, roll them up, then take our chef knife, cut it nice and thin so it creates thin strands. Perfect. All right, now let's check on these pizzas. Look at that. Look at this. Oh. There we go. This one topped off. That is it. Very simple. Killer pizza. We'll get to that next. Now, we're gonna take the mushroom one. There we go. Get our fresh arugula. Go. This is gonna be killer. And that's it. Why get the frozen stuff at the store when you can make this? How long did it take? 10 minutes, and it's 100 times better than what you can get in the store. The only thing left to do is, let's take a bite of these. Listen to that crunch. All right, we're gonna start with the meat lovers, basically. Flavor on that, so much more pronounced than what you get from having that freezer burn flavor profile. Now, gotta make sure to get a little of that arugula. There we go. Out of bounds. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, just go ahead and make it. We'll see you again in the next episode.